Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ogbanje Joseph. Please subscribe to this channel, share, like, as well as drop a comment on the comment section. Our lecture today is titled Judiciary and Political Development in Nigeria. The judiciary and political development in Nigeria. Now, the place of the judiciary as an organ of government is not new within the confine of political lexicon of many democracies world over. Now, it can be described as the last hope of the common man, the bulwark of the people's liberty, the upholder of the rule of law, and the defender of the people's rights. Now, in short, the judiciary is regarded generally as a symbol of justice in an ideal democratic setting. Now, this is because in a democratic society like Nigeria, owing to the principle of separation of power, where governmental administration is based on a tripod, with the judicial arm playing a fundamental role, the judiciary is actually a very important, institution that must be present. Okay, now let us look at the role of the judiciary in the Nigerian political development. The role of the judiciary in the Nigerian political development. Now, the judiciary as a third organ of government consists of law, of lawyers, judges, okay, and the courts. Now, the primary duty of the judiciary is the interpretation of law and application of existing laws to individual cases. Now, the features of the judiciary are number one, impartiality. The judiciary is expected to be impartial. Number two, professionalism. The people that actually are the major actors in the judiciary must be professional, in which case they must have gone to school, they must go to school to actually acquire the knowledge, and after they have acquired the knowledge, they must actually have years, to garner experience. Okay, so number two is professionalism. Okay, number three is independence. The judiciary is expected to be independent of the other two arms of government. Okay, where the judiciary is not independent, it means it is an appendage of the other two arms of government. Okay, number three is judicial immunity. The judge, okay, must be immune to certain things that actually happen within the confines of the court. Okay, that is judicial immunity. The next one is due process and code of conduct. The judicial profession actually, follows due process, and with that due process, there is also a code of conduct. Okay, there's also a code of conduct. That is what brings, the professionalization, the professional aspect of the judiciary out. Now, let us look at the roles of judiciary, in the political development of Nigeria. The role of judiciary in the political development of Nigeria. Now, the first role that the judiciary plays is that the judiciary is a balancing factor. The judiciary as a balancing factor. Now, it is the responsibility of the judiciary to balance or serve as a mediator or arbiter between the other arms of government. So in which case, when the legislative arm of government and the executive arm of government are at loggerhead, it is the judiciary that is called upon to actually settle, the squabble between the two arms or organs of government. So that is actually number one. Number two, protection of rights. Now, the judiciary is described as the last hope of the common man and the bulwark of people's liberty. Now, the judiciary actually, protect the rights of the people. Now, when the rights of the people are trampled upon, if they approach the judiciary, it is the judiciary that actually ensures that their rights are properly protected. That is number two. Number three, interpretation of the law. interpretation of the law. Now, part of the function of the judiciary is the interpretation of the provisions of the Constitution. Okay, a very good example is the Awolowo's UPM versus Shagari's NPM over who was the winner of the 1979 elections. Now, we also have in 2007 where you have the Yaradua versus and Buhari over the winner of the 2007 general election. And of course, we also have Yaya Bello and of course Faleke over the demise of the main flag bearer Abubakar Audu in Kogi State. Okay, so the judiciary is the one that interpreted interpreted the law, in the dispute that arose as a result of these election disputes. Okay, so that is actually number 3. Number 4, the judiciary determines the authentic winners of election. Now, the judiciary does not just interpret the law, they also determine the authentic winners during election. So the several electoral tribunals, okay, or election tribunals, they are set up in order for them to review the electoral process and then to actually see who has actually infringed on the electoral laws, who have not actually obeyed the technicalities of the election process, and now decide or determine the true or the rightful winner of an election. Okay, so that is actually number 4. Number 5 is the judiciary also determine the electoral petition. Now, it is the judiciary that actually determines which petition to actually listen to during the electoral process, during the election petition tribunal process. Of course, you know that it is the judiciary that actually determine the electoral petition. So if you have petitioned an opponent during election, it is the tribunal, it is actually the judiciary that determines that petition. Okay, then number 6, they checkmate the other arms of government. The judiciary ensures that the legislature, the executive, and even the bureaucracy in general, and of course even the other arms of government, not just arms but levels of government, are actually put in check in such a way that they live according to the constitution, according to the laws of the land. Okay, so that is actually one of the functions of the judiciary in the political development of Nigeria. Now, the last role of the judiciary that I'm going to discuss, okay, about vis-a-vis the political development of Nigeria is that they perform ceremonial duties such as administering of oaths of office, okay, or oaths of offices. Of course, you know that it is the judiciary, the chief judge or the chief justice of the federation, that actually administer oaths of office to the president in the case of the federal. Then in the case of course, in the case of the states, it is still, even in the local government, it is still the judiciary that actually administer the oaths of office. So to that extent, the judiciary has actually played a lot of role in the political development of Nigeria. Thank you very much.